All right. You guys good? Can I keep going or no? All right, cool. All right, so I'm going to just read it as I'm reading it. Anytime I find something I could use for that's pro or con, I'll just write it down. Move more, sit less. Get kids active as young as 3 says new federal guidelines that stress that any amount and any type of exercise helps health. All right, so we're going to use this, which is basically first paragraph. It says any type of exercise health. So again, as you're like reading these articles, you should be like looking for information that supports your ideas. Somebody write something down. All right. Continuing. The advice is the first update since the government's physical activity guidelines came out a decade ago. Since then, the list of benefits of exercise has grown, and there's more evidence to back things up that were unknown value before, such as short, high-intensity workouts and taking the stairs instead of an elevator. Doing something is better than doing nothing, and doing more is better than doing something, said Dr. Donald Lloyds Jones, a preventative medicine expert at the Northwestern University in Chicago. Only 20% of Americans get enough exercise now, and the childhood obesity problem is prompted to push to aim younger to prevent poor health later in life. So there's 2 ideas in this third paragraph, which is only 20% of Americans get enough exercise. What's the other idea in that paragraph? That's one part. What's the other idea I can take from that same sentence? What is the other idea that is relevant? What is the other idea I can use besides this? There's one other point that this author makes.
The childhood obesity problems has prompted the push to aim younger to prevent poor health later in life.
Yeah. So childhood obesity. Actually, I would say there's even another idea there. So there's childhood obesity. You guys know what this word means, right? Or do you not? No? Obesity means...
Yeah, I know what it is.
Yeah, childhood obesity basically means fat kids.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's third paragraph again.
Obesida in Spanish. Obesity.
There you go. Obesity is how you pronounce it. So childhood obesity means fat kids. And I'll be honest with you, there are a lot more heavy kids nowadays than there were when I was a kid. So it's becoming an issue. Reality is, well, nowadays, you guys even have even more issues nowadays.
Yes, so shouldn't we be putting that under cons?
No, because this is a reason for why you should play sports, right? Because kids are fat. It's not a positive thing, it's a negative thing. So again, because kids are heavy, it's an issue, so kids should be playing sports. Yeah, so you guys even have a bigger issue because you're stuck in your houses, which makes it harder for you guys to be active. But video games and cell phones are a big reason for why you guys are all getting big. Plus, the food that you guys eat nowadays is a lot worse than it was. Fast food, just making everyone fat. All right. There's actually another thing here. Poor health later in life. That's another idea. So we'll put that. Poor health. I don't know why this changed in size. Oh, it's because it's still there. Poor health later in life. Due to no activity. It's the same paragraph. Why is it small now? What happened? So those are all 3 reasons you can use. They're all separate, right? So only 20% of people are exercising, childhood obesity, and then you have poor health later in life. All right, make sure you have that. Highlights of the advice were released Monday, November 12th at the American Heart Association conference in Chicago and published in the Journal of the American Medical Association. So those are like 2 organizations that try to deal with American health. Children and teens. The biggest change: start young. Guidelines used to begin at age 6, but the new ones say preschoolers get ages 3 through 5 should be encouraged to take part in active play throughout the day. They don't call for a certain amount, but say a reasonable target may be 3 hours of various intensities. That's consistent with the guidelines in many other countries as the average amount of activity observed in kids this age. From ages 6 through 17, at least an hour of moderate to vigorous activity throughout the day is recommended. So another reason we can put here is that experts believe that 6 to 17-year-olds should participate in at least an hour of moderate. You guys know what moderate means? What does moderate mean? Anybody know what that word means? What does moderate mean? Does anyone know that word? Because you need to know, it's kind of important. Moderate. That word actually has a couple of meanings. Moderate means kind of like medium level. Medium level to vigorous. Does anybody know what that word means? Vigorous. Vigorous. Anybody?
Mister, can you make the letters bigger? I can't see.
Yeah, my bad. I'll switch it up. What does vigorous mean? Does anybody know? What does vigorous mean? Nadia, nobody? All right, vigorous means hard. Okay, so moderate to vigorous. That's the issue I'm making. I'll wait for you guys to write that down before I move. Maybe like 20 seconds. So 6 to 17-year-olds should participate in at least an hour of moderate, which is medium level, to vigorous, which is hard amounts of exercise. Right. So an hour of moderate, medium level to vigorous, which is hard amounts of exercise. Make sure you have that down, guys. This was. Hold on, let me see something first. So that's paragraph 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Mister, what does it say? Hard amounts of what?
Hold on a second. I'm just doing something real quick. So it's paragraph 7, I think. I know this thing's acting crazy now. Why are you changing sizes on me? Which would be paragraph 7. It says vigorous, which is hard amounts of exercise. So basically, these health officials are recommending that every single day, people between the ages of 6 to 17 should be working out either medium level or hard level for an hour each day. All right. Now we're going on to adults. Duration stays the same, at least 2.5 to 5 hours of moderate intensity, or 1.25 to 2.5 hours of vigorous activity, plus at least 2 days that include muscle strengthening exercises like push-ups or lifting weights. So again, we're only looking for information that's about kids. So this is information about adults, so we wouldn't use it. One key change is it used to be thought that aerobic activity had to be done for at least 10 minutes. Now even short times are known to help. Even a single episode of activity gives short-term benefits such as lowering blood pressure, reducing reducing anxiety, and improving sleep. Sitting a lot is especially harmful. This is no bueno, because what do we do all day? What are we doing all day?
Just stay looking at a laptop screen.
Yeah, exactly. We're sitting all day. No bueno. The advice is similar for older adults, but activity should include things that promote balance to help avoid falls. It's the best opportunity. Targeting young children is a goal, a project that Dr. Valentine Fuster, a cardiologist that's a heart doctor, at New York's Mount Sinai Hospital has worked on for years with the Heart Association and Sesame Workshop, the producers of television Sesame Street. Excuse me, at the Heart Conference, he gave results of an intense 4-month program to improve knowledge and attitudes about exercise and health among 562 kids ages 3 to 5 in Head Start Preschool in Harlem. It was really successful, Fuster said. Once they understood how the body works, they begin to understand physical activity and its importance. When brains are young, it's the best opportunity to set habits that last, he said. All right, so if you look at the last sentence, we can actually use this, which is essentially the last paragraph. But this idea that, it's better to start young, right? If you start young, it increases better habits for when you get old. All right. Now, what you guys are going to be doing is using the same kind of idea of taking information from these articles and using it to write body paragraphs. So I could take this information and use it. So I'll use this last one. So I'm just going to copy and paste this real quick. You don't have to do this. Just look at what I'm doing. Give me a second to start the doc.
Wait, mister, I didn't get to finish writing the last one.
All right, I'll put it back in a second. Where did I do with it? Where did I hide it? Did I close it by accident? Yeah. So the last one.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, just copy that down. So what we're going to do is just use one of these arguments to do a body paragraph. And I just want to show you how to make sure you're doing it correctly. So I'm just going to do one super fast. And then I want you guys to work on your body paragraphs. And then if you finish your body paragraph, work on your intro. But our focus is making sure that we have some sort of evidence from these articles. You done, Pacheco?
Wait, mister, what paragraph was that?
The last one.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so did I close the other one out? What am I doing? I keep closing stuff out. All right, so now, all right, so let me make the font big. Let's go to 94. It should be big enough. All right, so I'm taking this information. I'm going to use it. Right, this is the quote. Okay. So remember, when I go to do a body paragraph, I have to have 3 things. What are those 3 things? Somebody please tell me that you know.
Mister, where do we write that?
You don't write any of this down. You're just looking at it. What are the 3 things we need in a body paragraph?
transition, reason, and details?
Yes. Again, you're not writing any of this down, you're just looking at it because this is what you should be having in your body paragraphs. Okay? So, this is going to be our reason, but this is also a quote. So, the reason is basically that we want to make sure that we are making young kids exercise because it's easier for them to have habits when they're young. So, again, I start off with my transition. So, I would say this is my first paragraph for my body. So, I would say, first of all, then I got to put what I'm arguing, right? Kids should participate in competitive sports because children need to learn positive habits that contribute to good health. That's my transition, and that's my reason. And I would talk more about that idea, so I would say something like, kids are in need of positive goals for their body. Kids are very impressionable. They will do whatever they are trained to at a young age. Getting kids involved in a sport at a young age could be very beneficial. Okay? Now, this is all just information about that idea. So now, this is the quote that I'm going to use from that article. So if you look at that guide that I shared with you, which is this thing, remember it's in Google Classroom too, I need to make sure that I do those three things before I put that quote in. So I need to make sure I have a sentence starter, I have the quote, which is there already, and then I explain how it justifies my answer. Are you paying attention? There's like two of you who seem like you're in outer space. I know that Snapchat and Instagram is completely awesome, and so is TikTok and video games. But you need to make sure you're paying attention because you need to know how to do this. Correct them. Alright, so first thing I do, I have to set it up. So I use a sentence starter, so I can say in the article, and then the name of the article was what? What was the name of that article? I'll copy and paste it because this is the only way. In the article, okay, new exercise guidelines move more start younger. The author quotes a doctor who says, comma, now I have to put a comma here, quotation mark, everything that's being said here. Actually, I can just move it one and I want to try to do that. Okay, and this is what he says. Then I would, afterwards, so that's my second step. Notice I did the setup, then I have this, now I'm just here in this bottom part where I have to explain why this is helping me. So it says, this is what he says in the article, this is what happens. This doctor conducted a study. He proved that kids benefit. He proves that the doctor conducted a study and he proves that kids benefit from participating in activity at a young age. Okay, so this is what your body paragraph should basically be doing. I have my transition, I have my reason, and then somewhere in the middle, I find some sort of thing that I can take from one of those articles to support me, and then I explain how that quote proves it right, and then I'm done. Does everybody understand? Is anybody lost? Does anybody need help?
Wait, so Mister.
What's up?
So we're doing new body paragraphs.
No, you should have 3 body paragraphs, but some of you probably don't have quotes inside of them. So you probably want to go back into your body paragraphs and make sure that you have some sort of evidence from the articles that we read. And again, remember, we did like 3 or 4 different articles that you can be taking stuff from. There's also more articles you could read if you want, or there's News ELA stuff too. So, yeah, that's what we're doing. So, those of you guys who feel like your body paragraphs are perfect, you're good. You're just working on your introduction. That's that. So you're working on your body paragraphs, fixing them, making sure you have the transition, reason, details. If you're done with that, work on your introduction. And if you need help, or if you want me to just look at your stuff, just let me know. So that's what we're doing for today. You got a good, like, I don't know, half an hour maybe? Actually, a little bit less than that to get this done. Preguntas? Is everybody good?